Hello folks, this is George Lucas. I'd just like to welcome you to the third episode of the Sacred Jedi podcast. I don't endorse any of this, and I'm being held prisoner. Please help. These two men are hurting me, and I would like to not be here. Thank you. Please send help. Again, I am in a lot of pain.
Again, I am George Lucas.
My name is George Lucas. I wanted to repeat that. I do not endorse any of this. My favourite character is Jar Jar Binks. Please help. I am sad and scared of these two men. Hello, welcome to the third episode of the Sacred Jedi podcast. That was George Lucas.
That was really George Lucas here in the studio.
We actually got him in. It took a lot of work and a lot
of tape.
Yeah, a lot of tape, a lot of rope, a lot of punching. But he was finally here to not endorse this unofficial Star Wars podcast.
The official, unofficial Star Wars podcast.
Yeah.
For losers.
That's it. So, what are we... As we said in an earlier episode, we wanted to try and be more structured this time. So we have a
lot of and hour in.
Yeah. We have a few more topics to discuss this time. Thank you. And goodbye.
That is all.
I think you should leave. I'm just going to do it this time.
It's the Willcast.
Well, it's me. No more am I tied down by James. It's just me talking about
George Lucas.
Me and George Lucas. Yours sounds a lot like.
That sounds like a great film. Me and George Lucas.
Me and George Lucas on an epic adventure. Who sounds a lot more like Waylon Smithers from The Simpsons.
I think he sounded like... No, that bloody voice sounded like someone.
But yeah, I think what we wanted to talk about this week was...
recently the Vanity Fair episode 9 issue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we were looking for the Vanity Fair article earlier today in W.H. Smith's.
Yeah.
Of course, they have the wrong bloody issue. I don't know if it's like an American thing that like, they've only got it out in America at the moment. We'll get ours like too late.
Yeah. But yeah, we spent a long time looking for this magazine.
Spent a good 10 minutes, I think, looking for it. We finally found Vanity Fair, didn't we?
Yeah, and it was just some random woman who didn't have anything to do with Star Wars. So we left after defecating on the cash register, and then that showed them.
Fighting the staff.
Yeah.
They love it.
Showed
By all
them.
means, fight the staff at W.H. Smith's.
Yeah.
It'll make the day. So we were going to look for the actual issue, but all we've got is these pictures on the internet that we've got to make do with now, which is what we wanted to talk about. Is the photos that were released in the Vanity Fair issue, wasn't it?
It was a series of behind-the-scenes photos of the upcoming Star Wars film.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
I believe.
Yeah.
Titled Yoda's Bar Mitzvah.
Yoda's Bar Mitzvah. The gang gets back together one last time.
Let's get into the pictures then. So
yeah, because what else? What's the best thing to talk about on a podcast is something visual that you can't see. But
if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll might stick the pictures up if you're lucky.
Yeah.
If you're not,
yeah. Too bad.
Too bad.
Try again next time.
So,
buddy,
the first picture we've got is a behind the scenes of obviously for episode 9 with Ray and obviously a lot of the behind the scenes crew. From the trailer, this was before like most of the information got released, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We thought this was Tatooine. We thought they'd be going back to Tatooine and Endor.
Yes, yeah.
But I think in the Vanity Fair issue, they found out this was a planet called Pisana.
Okay.
We weren't too sure because obviously a desert planet. You see a desert planet, you think, is this going to be Jakku? Is this going to be Tatooine?
It's a go-to for the Star Wars franchises.
I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's a bit overdone now. Desert planets.
Yeah.
Because I think you count one film where there's no desert planet. Because episode 1 had Tatooine.
Yeah.
Episode 2 had Tatooine and Geonosis.
Episode 3
had Tatooine.
Episode 4 was at Scarborough Beach.
Scarborough Beach.
Yeah.
Skeg in episode 5.
Skeg, yes.
You could count Hoth as a desert planet because isn't the Antarctic the largest desert in the world?
Really?
I think so. It's not about sand. The desert. I think it's just. I can't remember, to be honest. But I think by definition, Antarctica is the largest desert in the world.
Episode 9. This time, it's not just sand. It's more.
It's more sand.
It's more than that.
At least 3 sands.
But yeah, this image shows Ray and
behind the scenes crew.
Yeah, and J.J. Abrams.
Is J.J. Abrams in this image?
That looks like him.
Where?
The guy with the glasses on.
If I can get the bloody image up. I'm trying to get VLC, the thing for VLC up, and this at the same time. Okay, I can see.
That looks like.
Oh, that is J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
I think I'm just being stupid. I didn't recognise his bloody curly hair. He's wearing a hat.
He tricked us with his hat.
The bastard. More like J.J. Hatbrams.
Got him.
One of the things I do like, I think I've said before, I don't know how I feel about Rey's outfit because it looks too similar to Force Awakens. One of the things I really like though is she's got a hood.
She's got a hood now. Yeah. It's you only know.
It's a random thing to like, but I really like the fact it's got a hood.
I hope she uses it. That's how you become a true Jedi. Is you stick a hood on your outfit.
It's like that bit in a Return of the Jedi where R2-D2's got his lightsaber.
Yeah.
Rey sticks a lightsaber in a hood and then goes whoop and catches it.
And
That'd be the best scene in the film.
30 feet in the air.
Instant 10 out of 10. Is this my drink?
It is, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I like the guy in the bottom left there with his bucket hat.
He's in full camo. Like he's in some sort of war zone.
He's blended in there.
So should we move to the next image then?
I think we should, yeah.
The
next
actually, that's the thing about Rey's outfit. I think I said before, I really liked the jacket in Acto.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. Well, the vest kind of jacket. I really wish there was. I really wish she wore like a jacket. I think that would have looked really cool.
Maybe she will, but yeah, I do agree with you in that her outfit is very similar to.
If you look at like Luke from like the original ones, he's wearing like what? He's wearing that kind of
bucket hat,
that kimono type thing, and then he's wearing like a jacket, zipped up jacket, and he's wearing kind of like a jumpsuit in episode 6, isn't he?
Okay,
so the second image is Luke Skywalker in front of a fire with R2-D2.
Yeah, a forest fire.
A forest fire. Only you can prevent wildfires. Only who can prevent wildfires? You have selected you, referring to me. The correct answer is you.
What's that from?
That's The Simpsons.
Is it?
Yeah. I swear they go to like a woodland thing and it's like this animatronic bear. And
yeah. That's a whole nother podcast in itself. Us talking about The Simpsons.
We could do 2 at a time, I think. Probably, Star Wars and Simpsons. We're sad enough. Anyway, the second image is Luke Skywalker in front of a fire, warming himself up probably. 'Cause he's probably fucking freezing after that trip to the nudist camp.
He's cold and dead. Somebody needs to warm him up.
So, what it looks like is the image that's always... Well, it's been in the past 2 films, is the that scene of Luke Skywalker in front of the burning Jedi Academy.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is, because obviously he's not got that kind of like blue aura around him, suggesting that he's a ghost. So I'm assuming in Episode 9 there is going to be some sort of a...
Another flashback
to the Jedi Academy.
Which would be... I think that would be good, because in each episode of the sequels we've got a different part of
it's expanding on like
Luke's backstory. So I think
like Luke's fall and Kylo Ren's rise.
It would be really cool to see more of that. It might just be one of those images just teasing us as if there's going to be more.
They've done it more than once, haven't they?
But it would be very cool to see.
And I've seen someone on Reddit suggest that, say that this Luke's glove, his leather glove, is photoshopped from another image. From an image from The Last Jedi.
Yeah, that's the sort of depths they go to on Reddit, analysing Luke's
Reddit
hand.
detectives over-analysing things.
In the second picture of the Vanity Fair Star Wars pictures, you might notice that I photoshopped Luke Skywalker's hand. This is a special feature.
Is this George Lucas again?
Yeah, this is me, George Lucas. I wanted to... In the original films, I didn't get a chance to show enough of Luke's hand, and in the prequels I really wanted to see Luke's hand more, so I pushed and pushed to get Luke's hand in every scene. So if you look really carefully you can see Luke's hand in a small scene of the film. Check out for that. Okay, bye guys.
Thanks George. Glad you're here.
He's a nice guy.
What a guy. Have you seen that picture of him in a supermarket eating noodles? He looks so depressed.
Poor George.
Anyway, so we're guessing there's going to be another Jedi Academy flashback.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, not the same Jedi Academy that we're playing at the moment.
That would be too much of a coincidence. Okay.
2 Jedi Academies?
Luke's second Jedi Academy.
I've seen double. 4 academies. So in this next image, it's
our boy John Williams. Waving his baton around,
smacking people over the head. Over a clip of Princess Leia, General Leia, in a forest.
Get it right.
I'm sorry. Don't hit me.
Get it right.
So obviously, because Carrie Fisher's passed away, hasn't she?
She has, sadly.
News.
Yeah, if you haven't heard, she's dead.
I'm sorry to break it to you. In front of a forest planet.
Yeah.
I don't think we know what this forest planet is.
No.
There's suggestions, obviously, because of the Death Star being shown in the trailer.
Yeah.
That it could be Endor, but it looks too tropical to be Endor, doesn't it?
Yeah, I agree. And it looks like she's wearing a costume from The Last Jedi. As Carrie Fisher has passed away, they're using clips from Last Jedi and Force Awakens. So the clip she's in here looks as if it's a costume from Last Jedi, I think. So
we're not sure if this is going to be another flashback, or if... because obviously they're having to use stock footage, aren't they? Or if this is just going to be they're going to carefully edit in clips of obviously Carrie Fisher and put it over this
re-edit her scene where she's flying through space.
That's all you need. Every scene she's in,
she's in space all the time. Flying about.
At least 5 hours of footage of her floating through space. Could make at least another trilogy. But episode 9 set a year afterwards, so whether this is going to be a flashback or she's just decided to wear the same clothes again, because that's what regular people do, that Earth people. She hasn't
done the laundry this week, so she's sticking on a favourite robe.
And you've heard that it was like a couple of weeks back that John Williams was a big fan of what he's seen of episode 9 so far, so he's already written like 25 minutes of the score so far. Well, this was a week back, and I think he's finished it.
Yeah.
So this is him recording it now, or at least practicing it.
Nice. Yeah, because I know he's a big fan of Leia and Rey, isn't he? He's always a big fan of writing themes for the female characters, which I think is cool.
I think one of the things he was really looking forward to with Last Jedi was writing more themes for Rey.
Yeah,
it's nice that he's a fan of the new ones.
Yeah,
because obviously it's the new ones are very controversial. And if you dislike them, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah, because
miserable gits.
John Williams likes them.
If John likes them, you should.
Yeah,
that's what we base our recommendations on.
We ring up John Williams before every episode and ask what he likes, and then we just agree with him. Because he is always right.
We were searching up John Williams music, weren't we, a couple of weeks back? Because we were because obviously the Cantina Band and the Canto Bight theme, we thought, oh, I'd be really good at making jazz albums.
Yeah.
So we looked it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's where he got his start. He started as a jazz pianist.
Sort of figures out really.
It all comes together.
It makes sense.
So much sense.
What's your favourite bit of John Williams' music? Just to sidetrack for a second.
That's difficult. I do like my John Williams. I really like Battle of the Heroes. You know, the one where Anakin and Obi-Wan fight in episode 3. I really like that.
Yeah.
It's very like tense and like it's got that kind of like emotion behind it.
Yeah.
But I also like. What is it called? I think it's just called Final Battle. It's a bit in one of, I think on the CDs it's on the Battle of Endor 2, and it's, you know that bit in Return of the Jedi where they're underneath the Emperor's throne.
Yes.
And Darth Vader's looking for Luke, and he mentions like, what is it? Your emotions are strong, especially for sister, and then Luke jumps out and starts whacking him.
Yeah. With
his lightsaber, just starts twatting him proper,
beating him down.
It's kind of like got that choral bit. Yeah. I really like that as well. That's very.
Wasn't that one of the first times he used like choral?
Yeah, and I think it works so good.
It does, yeah. I think one of my favourites has been the second Cantina Band.
Oh, we're a big fan of Cantina Band 2.
Cantina Band 2, yeah. The new and improved Cantina song. And
because Cantina Band 1, you just hear it far too much. It's kind of like the go-to one, but Cantina, it's got that jazz. It's got that kind of. It's a lot more kind of regular jazzy, but it's that kind of still. It's spacey.
Yeah, it's space jazz, but even more so. And same with Canto Bight. The theme with the
Canto Bight, where it goes into that Brazil.
Yeah, I really like Canto Bight. Ryan Johnson wanted that little tribute to Brazil in it.
Yeah,
because he's a big fan of the film Brazil, and he wanted.
I didn't realise that was Ryan Johnson's idea.
He asked to have that little theme in, because obviously there's a lot of similarities between the two films.
They're both in space. They've both got that Brazil theme in it. Not in space. Brazil's not in space. Sci-fi.
Brazil should be in space. Every film should be in space.
Brazil in space.
Space Brazil.
Not just the film, the whole country.
Yeah. They take the country of Brazil and throw it into space.
I'd live there.
Okay, right, I'm sorry.
So,
to distract from the third image here.
It's the fourth image. Sorry. Get it right, Will.
Sorry.
So this is obviously Pisana again.
What was the planet called?
Pisana. I just said it.
Sorry.
Maybe if you listened.
I didn't know if you were just slurring your words.
This is a tribe called Aki Aki.
Nice.
So.
What a name.
Isn't that like the floating head from Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah. Ubachaka.
Is that literally what it was called?
It's something like that, isn't it? Or am I thinking of the starting of that song from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Ooga chaka.
Ooga. I like this guy, the guy top third from left.
This one?
No, this guy. The guy who is just a man.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like sort of just a...
Well, if you look at the guy on the right as well, he looks like a person. So
true.
I'm not too sure if the tribe is a species, and obviously he's not got his like
mask on,
or if it's like the species, like if the tribe is like different species, like there's humans, and then there's whatever these things are with like the bloody droopy mustaches.
I like them though.
And then this one with the binoculars strapped to the head.
Yeah, I really like this picture. I love the colours of the costumes they're wearing here. It seems very Star Warsy. I don't know why, but it just does.
It's got a very like
from Rogue One.
Yeah, like on Jeddah.
Yeah,
they really like their kind of shanty towns, don't they?
Yeah, and sort of like
tribal.
Yeah, it's like tribal, like Asian culture.
Yeah, it's got quite like a Indian vibe with all the colours. I think.
Yeah, it's
like
really,
very red and orange.
Really nice. I'd like to visit here for a holiday.
I want that mask on the second to right.
Yeah,
with the goggles and like the Y-looking head.
Yeah, looks like he's got 2 plant pots stuck on his head,
like wrapped in bandages. So the next one is a group shot of inside the Millennium Falcon. So we've got, from left to right, we've got Dio, the new droid.
Yep.
It's entering in episode 9. We've got Poe Dameron, your favourite. BB-8, Chewbacca, and Lando Calrissian.
Lando looking very cool there, like Captain Kirk.
Very swanky, yeah. I remember you saying.
Yeah, with his yellow beige jumper on there, looking very stylish. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Poe. I don't know how you feel about him.
I mean, I think I agree. Like, I have nothing against like Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's a really nice person, but I'm not sure. It's the bit in Force Awakens, with like the whole prank calling. Kind of. I'm just not a fan of that scene. I'm really it really put me off.
Yeah, I think he's.
I think a lot of the character in Poe Dameron is very kind of like cocky, like up his own kind of tooting his own horn kind of thing. So I guess from a character perspective, there's the kind of like that kind of learning curve, I guess, to him. That's like there's supposed to be things about him that aren't.
Yeah, he's a lot like. He started off as a lot like Han Solo.
Very Han Solo. Yeah.
But I did like him a bit more in Last Jedi, where he was sort of up against Holdo, where she was telling him off, and I'd sort of like that.
You like the bit where Leia shoots him, don't you?
Yeah, my favourite bit of Last Jedi is where General Leia shoots Poe.
And he fucking dies.
I've watched that bit. I think I've saved a GIF of it just so I can see it on loop.
I think you sent me it quite a few times. That GIF.
I just really like it.
I feel like
you can really relate to Leia, where she's just like, "Oh, shut up, Poe," and just shoots him. I don't know.
I feel like Leia in the sequel trilogy is very much Carrie Fisher in real life, kind of like takes no shit.
Yeah, I feel like the directors have just said, right, just be yourself, and they've filmed her, and it's brilliant. And
she wasn't meant to shoot Poe in that scene.
It's like the Indiana Jones bit where Harrison Ford ad-libs and gets his gun out and shoots that guy. It's
a common theme with these actors.
They just get annoyed, so he just wanted to shoot him.
But I feel like he's going to have like a big change in episode 9. I feel like he's going to become much more of a likeable character.
Yeah. I do
like Han Solo.
Yeah, it's definitely looking towards as if they're going to have 3 acts to these characters, which is really cool.
I mean, which is a good thing. It's like, obviously, with the sequel trilogy, it's very character based, I think, because obviously you've got Rey has got her own arc, obviously Finn, Poe, Kylo Ren's had a big change as well.
Definitely.
One of the things I think I've said to you before about Lando's costume is it looks very similar to his costume from Solo, with the black cape and yellow thing. I like the colours. I like that it's got that kind of like blue inner cape.
Yeah,
it's got that. It gives it that. Still gives them that kind of royal vibe from Empire Strikes Back.
I agree,
but I'm still a bit kind of on the edge about whether or not it's too similar to Solo.
Yeah, maybe they just had lots of costumes over from Solo. Give them to Billy D.
They've got Lando's solo costume for
stick them on.
Donald Glover in size too big, so they just standed it to Billy D. Williams.
But no, I do like it. It's a little less. It's a bit more.
It's got a very kind of like high ranking look, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And he's got his space seatbelt on there, which is.
Is that a seatbelt or is that a holster? Because you can see his gun there.
No, it's a space seatbelt. Because if you crash on a spaceship.
Oh yeah, of course. You know when it pulls out a hyperdrive, you lunge forward, hit the windshield. If
you crash, you're crashing in thousands of different places at once, and you gut to.
Imagine crashing at light speed. You'd be splattered in a second.
I think that's a note to move on to the next.
Spoilers. That's how Lando dies.
Yeah.
One more thing as well about Poe's outfit. It looks very kind of guerrilla, guerrilla warfare kind of.
Yeah, like Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones.
Because in Last Jedi, we've got we basically had in Force Awakens even we had like the end of the New Republic with Hosni and Prime being blown up.
Yeah.
The new capital of the New Republic.
Yeah.
And obviously more casualties in Last Jedi, and they're basically on their last legs. They called for reinforcements, didn't they? Which is where we're guessing Lando comes in.
Yeah.
But
turns up to the party late.
It looks like the resistance is on their last legs, doesn't it?
Yeah. Which is another thing I liked about Last Jedi, was the sort of impression of sort of like this was their last chance for the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, it's kind of like a last ditch effort, isn't it?
Yeah, which is quite cool.
So yeah, moving on to the next image. Moving on to the next episode. Welcome to episode 4. It's this is another thing we saw in the trailer, was that kind of, I'm guessing, a junk carrier speeder.
Yeah.
It looks very Mad Max, especially with like the wheels on.
Yeah. It was one of the things we were saying was how Mad Max the whole desert planet looks, which we were a fan of.
We'll get to the another thing as well that looks Mad Max later.
Yeah. But this is a very cool picture. You got Rey and Chewie and BB-8.
Yeah, and a lot of the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The whole
the crew.
I don't know what they're called. This for like reflecting light better, isn't it?
But they're just on like a big dune buggy.
It looks really fun to ride. I'll give it that. It looks so Mad Max.
Having a great time.
But yeah, obviously this is on Pisana as well. Yeah. But I'm not too sure what else to say about this image apart from like obviously what we can see, and we can't see a whole lot. I'm assuming that they steal a speeder, but obviously we can't be too sure because we haven't seen the film.
Don't know what's going on.
This is one that I want to get to. This image of Rey and Kylo Ren fighting.
Yeah.
There's been a snow planet revealed, which, if you give me a second, I've got it written down somewhere.
This is the image of Rey and Kylo fighting in the rain. Well, they appear to be fighting.
It's either snow or rain, isn't it?
Snow or rain, yeah. It's very dramatic. But yeah, it looks. When I first saw this, I thought they were on the Millennium Falcon. I might be wrong. They're definitely on some sort of ship by the looks of it.
Because when I first saw it, I thought it was like some sort of like first order base.
Oh, okay.
But then I saw the water.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was snow at first, and I thought it was the planet is the snow planet is called Kijimi, by the way.
Okay. Kijimi.
But that's not what I want to talk about. You know how at the end of the trailer of episode 9, you see the Death Star in the water.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is they're fighting on the second Death Star, on like the ruins of the second Death Star.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I think would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can see a lot of water splashing about. You can see, because I saw Kylo Ren's hair and I thought that looks pretty wet. That's not snow then, is it?
He looks pretty.
But yeah, I'm really hoping they are fighting on the ruins of the Death Star, and that would look really cool to have like just all this like wreckage around them.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like that.
So that's a bit, hopefully, that's in it that I'm looking forward to.
Or they could just be teasing us again, and this is nothing that actually happens in the film.
they're actually fighting on Mustafar again. They've just changed it to white.
Yeah, change the colour balance.
So the next image is...
Oh, this is a great one.
I know we've got a image on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Of obviously Finn's wearing...
He's got his space jeans.
He's got his space jeans. Finally, what I thought Star was really missing out was blue jeans.
It's what it's been really needing all these years. Yes, this is the image of Finn and
Naomi Aki, who plays a character called Janna.
Janna, right?
I think has been revealed.
The two of these characters on a new type of alien horse.
I've got it written down. All back,
nice.
I really like the faces of these. It's got like a, it's got like a very prequels vibe to it. I think.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
It looks like something that would just be on a human's head. Well, not a human, not like a humanoid body.
Yeah.
This thing. So, I'm really enjoying the look. Have you seen the behind the scenes pictures as well of it, kind of on top of this hill, and it's just like Chewbacca like sat next to it with an umbrella above him.
I haven't seen that one.
But there's one thing that I think is really interesting is the bow.
Yeah.
As well, because that's not something we're seeing in Star Wars yet.
Yeah, a space bow and arrow.
Well, at least kind of like a mechanical bow.
Yeah.
Which...
That'd be very interesting. I guess this is another sort of similar bit to Last Jedi, where Finn goes off on his own and meets this character, maybe?
Possibly.
Yeah. Because it seems like a completely different planet to all the other pictures.
But yeah, I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh, is this Janna character Lando's daughter?" And
okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think you're allowed more than one black person in the films at one time.
Yeah, like the whole thing of everybody wanting Rey to be connected with either Luke Skywalker or the Emperor. It's
people were saying
it can be a different character. They don't always have to be linked.
People were saying as well that Finn Lando's son. But it's just like
not everybody has to be in the same family.
There was a theory going around a couple of days back that Rey was Han's daughter, that kind of like gained popularity recently. In that it turns out that kind of Rey and Kylo Ren were brother and sister.
Okay.
And that Han Solo, by the time like the Jedi Academy started, Han Solo was kind of like estranged from Leia, and he had a Rey with someone else.
Okay.
But I think earlier today, the 29th, we're on. It was someone who works on, I think, higher up in the Star Wars films, basically said, no, that's not true.
Right.
I think like I said before, I like the idea of Rey coming from nowhere.
Yeah, me too.
Because it kind of like gives the Force that kind of like mythical meaning, rather than it being a lineage thing.
Yeah.
Like there's only one line of special people.
I definitely agree with you there. I really hope that they don't make Rey related to anybody.
Her background.
Yeah.
Anything big. Like I hope that like Kylo Ren is telling the truth and that she came from like nobody.
Yeah. Because that's really cool. That's new. Because a lot of people, I think, want her to be a Skywalker.
Yeah, people want a lineage.
Yeah, but we've had that before. To have something new, like Rey coming from nowhere, is different, and I think a lot better.
It's like that bit at the end of Last Jedi as well, with that kid with the broom.
Yeah.
It's kind of like anyone can be a Jedi. It doesn't matter where you come from. You don't have to become like the son of like a general in the Clone Wars. You can just be like a space farm boy and like sweeping up horse shit, and you can be someone special, really.
Using the Force to fling shit around. I didn't know you agreed with me on that. That's pretty cool. I thought you wanted Rey to be.
Obviously, when you first hear about like these things, you think, oh, wouldn't it be interesting? But then it's kind of like the more you kind of like think about it, it's like it's nice to have that kind of anyone can be someone important.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyone can come from anywhere.
I agree, 100%.
So yeah, let's go on to the next image of C-3PO with an umbrella. It's a big step from. Have you seen that behind the scenes image from episode 4 with C-3PO holding his own umbrella?
Yeah,
he's got someone else to hold it for him this time.
It's only taken him 9 films, but he's finally
9 films and 40 years.
Yeah, he's finally got somebody to hold his umbrella for him.
I mean, with all that gold on him, surely he can take a bit off and pay them with that.
Pay him with his body.
So I'm not too sure what we can say about this image because isn't really reveal a whole lot. Obviously, it's on Pisana again, the desert planet.
C-3PO's in this one.
Supposedly.
He looks
I think this is a bit of a giveaway, unless this is some other gold robot. I mean,
he looks a bit chunkier than last time.
Was it you or my girlfriend who was saying that?
I think maybe both.
It seems to be a common theme of pointing out that C-3PO has gotten big. Yeah.
Well, I don't blame him, to be honest. He's been through a lot, hasn't he?
I mean, if you saw him in episode 1, he was all like bones. Yeah. Literally.
He's just comfort eating. He wants to put on a few pounds.
He's had body issues after getting that red arm.
He's comfortable with himself. He's happy with how he looks.
I mean, look at his face. That's a smile of a man who's content.
He's happy with himself. He's happy with his gold dad bod.
And we've got little BB-8 in the corner.
Yeah, he's just there.
No R2-D2 in any of these. Oh, apart from the one with Luke, which
might be a flashback. We don't know.
Which we're assuming is a flashback. So R2-D2 has got less of a is less prominent in these films, and I'm not too sure how I feel about it. He's kind of like a tertiary character, isn't he?
Have you heard? I think it was somebody saying that C-3PO, it might have been Anthony Daniels, was saying C-3PO is going to be different in this film.
Yeah, I've heard things that apparently he's going to do something shocking.
Yeah,
and if you've seen that kind of image that was leaked of the supposedly leaked poster of C-3PO holding Chewbacca's bowcaster,
I hope that's
real. There's some things in it that you couldn't pull online. Yeah. There's some like very specific things in that film in that poster.
I hope that's real. Yeah, like 9 films. C-3PO's had enough. He's got a fucking crossbow. He's ready to kill everybody. He's had enough. He's going to slaughter the whole of the First Order.
He's been around for 60 years and he's finally fucking had enough.
I've had enough with you fuckers.
And this next image is, this kind of backs that whole like C-3PO having the bowcaster theory as well, because we can see Chewbacca and C-3PO in the same scene. So whether or not, and this looks like it's getting more to like a city, doesn't it, with like all the bits, so they may be close to like the galaxy's edge.
Yeah,
we're not too sure if that appears in the film yet, do we? I don't think anyone's too sure.
Yeah, that would be interesting to find out.
All we know is it's supposedly the same planet.
Yeah. C-3PO rolls up with his bowcaster, kills everybody in Disneyland.
He pulls up in that space barge, that floating barge, just a droid drive-by. He's fucking at it. To be fair, he is the most bullied character in the films, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
I can see why he'd just snap.
He's finally snapped.
Something in his droid brain snaps. Obviously, Rey. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm assuming this is more close to like a tribe, or where the Aki tribe is, or a city.
Yeah,
is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, be interesting to find out where they're going.
So yeah, the next image as well is
Richard E. Grant.
Richard E. Grant, and I can't remember the guy who plays Hux. It's someone who was in Harry Potter, wasn't he?
Domhnall Gleeson, maybe?
Domhnall Gleeson, that sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah, the picture of 2 First Order officers here.
So what we got, Richard E. Grant, who's supposedly a new, he's a new character for episode 9, and I think we've got the name Allegiant General Pride.
Nice.
So
it's a cool name.
What I'm assuming is that Kylo Ren breaks off from the First Order.
Yeah,
because he wanted to take the place of First Order, but I'm assuming he just gets Marty's on and decides to have a splinter of the First Order.
I don't want to play with you guys anymore.
It'd be interesting to see like two sides of the same like First Order against each other as well.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Like having them both against the First Order. I mean, against the Resistance and against themselves.
Yeah.
I really like what Richard E. Grant's wearing. Yeah. It's like kind of like a kimono thing, isn't it? It
does it very cool.
But it's not like kind of like Luke's where it just looks like casual. It's a very like formal
formal robe.
Formal robe. So what I'm assuming is that maybe he's once Kylo Ren leaves, he's kind of like taken the place of Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
And kind of like working alongside Hux.
And he's got that receding hairline that all the baddies in Star Wars need, like Grand Moff Tarkin.
Is Richard E. Grant British?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
There we are.
Yeah. It's the
requirements. You've got to have a receding hairline and you've got to be British.
Yeah. And then you can get into the First Order.
And a moustache if you're lucky.
Yeah.
That's one thing we miss about Star Wars is the moustaches.
Got a moustache.
We were talking about Rogue One, wasn't it?
Yeah. If you've got a moustache, that's bonus points there.
So the next image is who have we got? It's Kerry Russell.
Yeah.
There's a character called Zori Bliss.
And she looks like a bounty hunter, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, because this is a part of the planet. I can't remember what the planet's
Kijimi, right.
Called the Thieves' Quarter, I think.
Oh, nice.
So I'm assuming she is some sort of bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Because she's got that exact look.
Yeah. It looks like she's got a train for her face. An Art Deco train. But no, she looks very cool.
It's a really bounty hunter looking mask, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I really like that kind of like purple and gold scheme as well.
Yeah.
That's something that works.
It does. It looks very, very nice.
Really well.
What would be cool to see if she was like assigned by the First Order to hunt down Kylo Ren. I'm just thinking on the spot here. By, say, Richard E. Grant has had enough with Kylo Ren and said, right, I'm getting this train-faced lady to come after you and hunting him down. That would be quite a cool thing to happen.
That'd be interesting, yeah. What I've seen is that I'm assuming that kind of like keyhole looking entrance is the keyhole, like is an entrance to like some sort of bar. Yeah. So obviously in Star Wars you've got to have some sort of pub.
Yeah.
Haven't you?
Space pub is a requirement.
I've heard rumours there's a scene where Lando's in a bar as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if Lando has some connection to this Zori Bliss.
Yeah.
And like possibly recruits them.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that happening.
I know there's a like. Do you remember like when they were hiring, like looking for the cast?
Yeah. Like
auditions for Episode 9. I think there was a character that was listed as Mara Jade.
Really?
And for some reason, I'm imagining this character is supposedly like Mara Jade.
That would be cool.
Not obviously. I don't imagine it to be the like literal Mara Jade, but I'm assuming if that's kind of the name that they had down as the like that audition like call, she might have some connection to Luke Skywalker. It could be anyone else, but for some reason this character screams kind of Mara Jade to me.
Does it? Okay.
So there may be some connection with Luke here.
That would be very interesting.
Which
she's on a whole quest to find Luke. She finds out he's dead.
Fucking dead, mate. It's exactly like Last Jedi. It's like, where's Han?
He's dead.
Where's Luke?
All dead.
Where's Leia? Where's Lando?
Crashed in.
Basically, any character from the original trilogy is now fucking dead.
Yeah.
Next one, the one that we've posted on his Instagram as well, is the what hopefully is going to have a big part of.
Yeah. This was one of my
of episode 9.
One wishes for episode 9 was for the Knights of Ren.
The Knights of Ren, yeah.
And this picture seems to confirm that they're in episode 9, which is very good.
And I'm over the moon with this. I think they look amazing.
Yeah, I sent a picture of this to James, and is like, because as soon as the images were released, I sent the ones of the Knights of Ren, and his response was, "I am now fully erect,"
which we've posted on his Instagram.
Yeah, on the Sacred Jedi Instagram. If you want to,
it's instagram.com/Sacred Jedi if you want to follow us
and see
shit posts.
Yeah, and we both agreed that this was a very cool thing to see.
One of the things I'm really hoping is a Lego battle pack of the Knights of Ren as well. I think they could get away with it.
Yeah,
very easily.
Yeah. With J.J. Abrams in too.
Oh yeah,
John
was
Lennon.
it fourth from the right?
Yeah.
Doing his John Lennon walk. Yeah. The second from the left as well looks very Mad Max.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's the third one? Thunderdome.
I haven't. No, is that the one with Tina Turner?
Yes, that's the one with Tina Turner.
That's the only thing I know about that.
Of all the have you seen any Mad Max?
I've seen the first one and the new one.
The first one is the weakest one, but it's still an entertaining film. If that was all you've got, I think I would be content with it. But I think it was the weakest one of the lot.
Yeah, because in school, every morning in our house, we had like different houses in school. Every morning our house would play "Simply the Best" by Tina Turner, and that really put me off Tina Turner.
Classic Mad Max.
So as soon as I found out Tina Turner was in Mad Max, I was like, forget that. I'm not watching that one. She sings "Simply the Best."
Yeah, it's 2 hours of that. It's basically just a video of a Tina Turner concert. But yeah, as I was saying, I really like that kind of like neck guard that he's got.
Yeah. Very samurai looking.
Yeah. And the other's like the one that's kind of like the focus of it is it's got a very like royal look to him. It's like a black imperial guard.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And have you heard the thing where that axe that he's holding behind him, or someone else is holding behind him, is an axe that was on display in Solo?
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah, but in Dryden Voss's.
Yeah, Dryden.
His floating. Big.
I really like that ship in Solo.
It's very cool.
It's really nice to see like a vertical ship for once.
Yeah,
like a party boat. It basically is. It's one of those like party yachts, isn't it?
Yeah. All the
gangsters party yacht.
Rich and famous people from Star Wars party on this boat. But yeah, hasn't he got the idol from Indiana Jones?
I think so. Yeah.
He's got all the things.
There's a lot of like references to in Dryden Voss's ship, isn't there? But yeah, whether or not it's the same axe or whether they're just reusing props.
Yeah.
We've yet to see. They may or may not explain it. Yeah. I'm assuming they will. It's Star Wars. They bloody over-explain everything, don't they?
And none of them have lightsabers either.
They don't. Which Knights of Ren are
were they
Jedi Academy pupils, aren't they?
Were they?
Because what I thought was that Kylo Ren decided, like, got a bunch of kind of people and decided to kind of like rebel against the Jedi Academy.
Yeah, sort of like let's get out
and
of this
basically
place.
Form his own like kind of club.
Yeah,
girls allowed.
We're gonna make our own cool club, kids club. Yeah.
No Kylo's club.
No Kylo's club. Yeah.
But Kylo Ren's allowed. We said no Kylos. There's too many Simpsons references in this episode.
Yeah, there is.
And now we're moving to the last two images, which is just alternate covers of the Vanity Fair magazine, and we've got Kylo Ren looking very similar to his Last Jedi thing, which is another thing I was same things I was saying about Rey. They look too similar to say like how much time's passed. There's basically no time in between Force Awakens and Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And whereas between 8 and 9, there's about a year's time's passed.
Yeah. You think
and they look very similar.
Could have at least like snazzed up his outfit.
Yeah.
Put on a bow tie or something.
His cape's got a hood as well.
Has it? Is that new?
You can see that there. He had more of a robe in episode 7, didn't he?
Yeah.
But in episode 8, he didn't have a cape. It was just. Yeah. I mean, he had a cape, but he didn't have the hood. Okay. So that's new. and it's looking like they've gone the same way as Luke's robe, where it looks very stitched on.
Yeah,
obviously because it bloody blow away in the wind.
Yeah.
If you've got like a flat plane like that, there's going to be a ton of wind, isn't there? And then we've got
space draft.
Rey, who we've already talked about. It's interesting to see that she's still got her staff though.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about she's got a lightsaber in the trailer, hasn't she?
Yeah.
But in this, she's just got a staff.
She's grown attached to it. She doesn't want to let go.
We find out that it's like, you know, how Luke's got a mechanical hand. Rey's got like accidentally cut her hand off in between these films. She just replaced it with a mechanical, like Inspector Gadget, like just staff pops out.
And propellers pop out her head. In the trailer, you see Rey hold a lightsaber that's been
reattached,
repaired, with like a band because it was split apart in Last Jedi. So maybe at some point in this film she repairs it. And maybe not at the start, so she has the staff then. I don't know, because she's got.
You can see a blaster and a holster, but you can't see. There's no reference to a lightsaber in this image.
Yeah.
One of the things I was saying, I'm not too sure if you feel the same way, is that I was really hoping that Rey had a staff lightsaber. I think that'd be really interesting to see because, like, in every trilogy, you've kind of got a new lightsaber popping up, haven't you?
Yeah.
In the original trilogy, you've obviously got the standard lightsaber.
Yeah.
Episode 1 had the double-ended lightsaber.
Yeah.
Force Awakens obviously had Kylo Ren's kind of crossed, like with the
crucifix.
Yeah. Oh, what's the term with the handle?
Thing.
It's got them things that like stick out, hasn't it? Yeah. So I thought it'd be really interesting to show a staff lightsaber. That's something I've been obsessed with since I was a child, or really into it. I'd love to see like somebody fight with like a staff lightsaber.
That would be cool.
It'd be so interesting, I think. Unless she like gets more of that bandage and just wraps it on the end of the staff. I'd be more than happy with that as well. Just like these blue tack it on.
But yeah, there was another thing. That in that picture you see Rey with a blaster that Han Solo gave to her, and in one of the other images you see Finn with the rifle that Han Solo gave to him. So it's kind of nice to see them both looking after Han's stuff after he's dead, taking care of his guns.
The legacy stack keeps on. There was a tweet. I can't remember who it was by. It was by someone who works for the Vanity Fair magazine.
Yeah.
And she was saying that apparently there's a visual reference in both of these magazine covers. Okay. I've seen someone say that in the cover that Rey's on, the sun is rising, whereas in the one with Kylo Ren's on, the sun is setting.
Yeah.
And whether that means kind of like, obviously Kylo Ren falls and then Rey rises, it's a bit of an obvious one, but
that's an interesting
whether or not that's true, because it's called the Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I'm guessing we're still hoping that Rey isn't a Skywalker.
Yeah.
But I think I was saying, in the first episode, I was hoping that Skywalker is kind of the new term for Jedi.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Jedi ends, but Skywalker rises.
Yeah. And she's like the head of the new Skywalker,
like the new kind of
movement.
Torchbearer.
Yeah,
I think that would be interesting.
It would, yeah. I'd like to see that.
And I think this concludes the first half of this episode. We've changed it a little bit, so we're having breaks now.
Yeah.
So we can kind of have us time to kind of brush it. This is exactly why we're kind of like fading on what we're saying. At least I am fading on what I'm saying. We're basically taking a break, kind of come back fresh with the second half, in which we'll be looking at a Wikipedia article. We've kept the idea from the last episode, which we horrifically messed up, and we're now having a look at what the Wikipedia articles are before we look at them. So we'll be back in a second, and we'll talk about that.
See you soon.
up, and we're now having a look at what the Wikipedia articles are before we look at them. So we'll be back in a second, and we'll talk about that.
See you soon.
Hey Siri, play the Sacred Jedi podcast on iTunes, which we are definitely on.
Nice little plug there. It's got. Look how many things it's got.
Hey Siri,
I'm listening.
play the Sacred Jedi podcast on iTunes.
Wait, I didn't press it.
Play the Sacred Jedi podcast on iTunes.
Sorry, I couldn't find anything called the Sacred Jedi podcast.
Because it's not called the Sacred Jedi podcast, you dumb robot. Anyway, welcome back to part 2 of the Sacred Jedi podcast, in which we've refined our Wikipedia article random search.
Yeah.
In which we screened the article beforehand and decided to talk about it. So what we're trying to do with this segment is we're trying to pick a strange or stupid Wikipedia article we can talk about.
Yeah.
And this week we've picked The Epic Continues, which we briefly mentioned in the first episode.
Yeah.
Because it contains one of our favourite characters.
Yeah. Mongo Beefhead.
The man himself, or the people themselves.
Yes,
we're not too sure. Is it a singular or a group?
I'd like to think it was a group.
I think it is, actually. So, The Epic Continues, the cancelled Kenner toy line. And basically, what this was Kenner had a really successful toy line in the 80s, obviously the Star Wars ones. The Power of the Force, completely separate from the really beefy 90s Power of the Force ones, which
the beefy boys
was essentially a revival of this toy line. Yeah,
so it was Kenner trying to get people's interest started again.
Yeah, because after Return of the Jedi, because there was no kind of foreseeable Star Wars kind of media in the future, the popularity faded, so Kenner wanted to bring its popularity up by basically creating their own storyline.
So it was Kenner executives late night one Friday saying, okay guys, we've got to think of some more toys to make. One of these kids gonna want. Think of some new shit, I don't know, stick some old heads on something else, make some
stick
new
it upside down, stick some eyes on.
Yeah. That'll do.
And that's just what they did.
Yeah. Literally.
Literally, as we'll see in a minute. Well, we talked about this in the first episode.
Yeah.
So 1986 to 1991 was a very dark period for Star Wars, because the Star Wars comic, the Marvel comics, had been cancelled.
Had they?
Yeah. I think the last issue was issue 107.
Why was that then? What was it? Because people weren't buying them anymore?
I think it's just because Star Wars had kind of like run its course at that point.
It seems like it's a time period of Star Wars, like the franchise, where I don't know much about. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, because we're kind of like used to kind of like, it really picked up from the 90s onwards, didn't it? Because of the Heir to the Empire.
Yeah.
That kind of like kicked off the whole like book series, and that kind of revived an interest in Star Wars.
Yeah. It's interesting to think of a time where that nobody was really interested in it anymore.
I mean, it'll probably be sometime in the future as well.
When we're all dead.
Soon we'll still be going on with this podcast and nobody cares. Talking to ourselves as old men. So as an attempt to bring back interest, they created their own storyline, their own characters, their own toys, obviously, for a toy company.
Yeah.
So what the plot was is they created a brand new villain called Atha Prime, who is a geneticist master, like kind of someone who's very good at cloning. Well,
that's what he's got on his CV. I'm very good at cloning. Please hire me for your evil services.
I mean, he must have been pretty good, because in this canon he was the mastermind behind the Clone Wars.
Yeah, what a guy.
So obviously, it was still kind of up in arms of like what is the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
There was no kind of connection between the Emperor and the Clone Wars at this point.
That's cool.
So what would have been happened is after Emperor Palpatine's death, Atha Prime, it says, just freed somewhere from space prison. He's just been kept in like a cupboard in bloody Emperor's bedroom or something. We'll never know.
So he set this group of people free. Is this the Mongo Beefhead tribe?
No, this is a completely separate. This is Clone Warriors.
Oh, okay. I'm getting ahead of
Who would
myself.
have guessed? Clone Warriors in the Clone Wars.
So he set them free from the Emperor.
Well, they kind of like got freed with Atha Prime.
Okay.
So this is like the official brief from Kenner describing Atha Prime, which is a powerful force long kept in exile in a remote fringe of the galaxy has been released by the death of the Emperor.
Both, really?
I'll read this again. A powerful force long kept in exile in a remote fringe of the galaxy has been released by the death of the Emperor. It moves now like a plague, securing control over the shattered remnants of the Empire and re-enslaving the newly freed worlds. Atha Prime, genetics master, ruler of the Dark Worlds, and architect of the Clone Wars, is free again. His advanced army of combat clones has already decimated rebel outposts along the galactic frontier. His goal is to crush forever the Rebel Alliance and control the galaxy. I should have said this in a more dramatic voice.
A powerful force, long kept in exile in a remote fringe of the galaxy, has been released by the death of the Emperor. It moves now like a plague.
It moves like my bowels.
Shitting out clones like a mad bastard. It's too many laxatives in exile, that's what it does to you.
So he's one of the characters.
He's one of the villains.
Yeah.
There are two villains in this.
That Kenner tried to
this was
to Lucasfilm.
Yeah, this was kind of like one of their first kind of like wholly original concepts that they pitched to Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
The appearance of it was based heavily on concept art for the Royal Guard, Emperor's Royal Guard.
Yeah.
And you can see here, it's very like
It's
looks very royal. It's got the
big
red, the big staff, that kind of like little bit where you can look through the little eye hole.
Yeah.
And he's got kind of like little spikes coming out of his ears.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to mess with him.
You wouldn't want him leaning onto you, would you? Have like a romantic night at the cinema, and he like puts his head on your shoulder.
I don't know. I'd go out with Atha Prime.
As long as he sticks like corks on the end of his ears.
Yeah. You don't want your kids running into that. Health and safety.
But yeah, this is a so like we're saying, this toy line got cancelled, but they
they put all this effort into it, and they're like, no, actually,
all this detail on his ears.
Forget it. This is a shit storyline.
I really like the look of the concept art. It's very you can like tell that he's kind of like got like a silk kind of robe on, can't you?
Yeah.
Very, very formal and very royal, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we were saying, this whole like series got cancelled, but people really liked this whole like idea of a crazy cloner.
Yeah. Crazy cloners.
Is this the new Disney Plus series?
Coming soon to Disney Plus. Crazy clones. You won't believe what these wacky guys are up to. They've cloned.
You'll never guess who they've cloned this week. It's Martin Luther King.
Back again. Come back to fight for space rights.
It's Don Rickles.
Come to do some cutting edge observational comedy.
Sticking back in that potato.
They've cloned Luke again.
What will be on this time? Luke. What was it? Bigger Luke.
Yeah.
A bigger Luke.
That's another thing we should look at.
We'll
in the future is a clone.
Yeah, this should be for a future episode. Stupid like Luke characters.
Yeah, there's
That we've got plenty to talk about that.
a clone of Luke, literally called.
I don't think we should say too much yet,
Yeah.
but I think we've got enough to talk about.
Tune in next time for that.
So,
Okay, sorry.
we're getting sidetracked far too much.
Yeah.
But they really like the idea of a crazy cloner, so they shut up. You.
Sorry.
Um,
Why didn't they call him that? Crazy cloner, but with a K. Crazy cloner.
Crazy cloner.
A few Ks.
That's why it got cancelled.
Yeah.
If they put some K's in it,
Right,
it had
okay.
been approved. We would still have this. The sequel
Yeah.
trilogy would still be about this guy. But yeah, there was multiple attempts to bring this character, or at least the vision of this character,
Yeah.
back into Star Wars canon. So I believe the first time was in Dark Empire. You know, the comic where
Yeah.
Luke turns to the dark side.
Yeah.
And there's a whole Emperor clone. It's a very some people really aren't happy with it. They
Do they?
really don't like it.
Yeah. And I guess that's
It
legend.
does seem. It does. Yeah, this is all legends that we're
Yeah.
talking about now. By the way, but yeah, I don't think they like the idea of the Emperor coming back,
Yeah.
which is I guess there's a theme with this episode
Yeah.
is the return of the Emperor.
Too bad he's coming back again. Maybe.
Maybe not. We don't know. His giant space station is. We might see his chair.
If you could.
You stop arguing.
Yeah. You behave yourself.
You get to see his chair.
Yeah.
As returning Dark Empire as Imperial Sentinels, which were bodyguards for Darkside adepts. And essentially, they act as bodyguards. This wasn't the character of Atha Prime. I think this was based mostly on the concept art for the Imperial Guards still.
Yeah. Okay.
As in Dark Empire, they still act as guards.
Yeah.
And the second time that the character was canonized was in the novella Skywalker's A Clone Wars story, in which they kept that kind of characterization of him being like a crazy cloner.
They're back. You wanted
And
more of the crazy cloners.
he was the main villain of that story.
Okay.
Which is also, as we were talking about last episode, Halagad Ventor appears in. So
right.
for this Skywalker story, it seems like they wanted to cram as much kind of like non-canon or decanonized material as they could and bring it back. Which I respect that a lot. I like that.
Cram it all in. Why not?
Stick it all in. It won't fit. Jump on it.
Right.
And so the second villain
Okay.
is
I'm ready.
Grand Admiral Tarkin.
Grandad. Grandad Tarkin. You remember Admiral Grand Moff Tarkin? He's dead, but his granddad's back. And older than ever.
Back for revenge.
He's got more of a receding hairline. And he's more wrinkly, somehow.
This time you can see his slippers.
Yeah.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Right, sorry, yeah.
I need to stop saying Grandad.
No, stick with
Grand Moff Tarkin, who somehow survived the explosion.
in this.
Just like the Emperor may or may not do in episode 9.
That's quite interesting, yeah. Are they...
So did he get an escape pod?
I don't know.
Or did he just like grab onto a bit of space debris and float off like back to his own planet or whatever?
Stood under an archway and hoped for the best. And
Like
now,
what you do in earthquakes.
yeah, now he's alright. He's alive in this.
He's fine. Who cares? As long as he's okay is what we're after.
In this storyline, he's okay somehow.
No, Grand Moff Tarkin died on the way back to his home planet.
Okay, right, so...
But this time he's okay.
yeah, tell me a bit more about the old granddad here. What's happening?
So, Grandad Tarkin, obviously, what I was saying, survived the destruction of the first Death Star, and wanted to re-establish imperial rule over the galaxy, because by this time the New Republic would have kind of been the main kind of government over the galaxy.
Okay.
Obviously, Grand Moff Tarkin is back.
He's back.
He sees what's happened. He's like, I don't like this.
Thirsty for
Where's
more.
me space Nazis? So he's also, for some reason, got an army of battle droids, as
cool.
well as stormtroopers.
As in the battle droids from like the prequels.
These are separate battle droids, but they serve the same purpose. He's essentially got his own droid army.
Are they called battle droids in this?
They're not. I think they're called combat droids.
Oh, okay.
Which are basically battle droids.
Yeah, I wonder if that inspired the battle droids. That's interesting.
So it could have.
Yeah.
So with these two kind of like villains kind of being the prominent attacking force in the galaxy,
Yeah.
the New Republic asks Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, obviously kind of legends of the Galactic Civil War, to help them.
I'd probably ask them as well.
I mean,
If you wanted to fight anything, I'd probably ask those guys if they were free.
I've seen your films. Can you come over and help me? People are bullying me at school.
Grandad Tarkin's back.
Grandad Tarkin's back.
He's hitting me.
He's hitting me with the slippers.
Help.
Oh, Luke.
So yeah, so Luke and Han have been asked to fight these two.
Yeah, with the help of our favourites, the Mongo Beefhead tribesmen.
Yeah.
Who in this are natives to Tatooine. Because
okay. Of course. Why not?
it's the only planet in Star Wars worth mentioning.
They didn't have time.
There's no other planets. There's only like 3 planets in Star Wars. There's the desert one, there's the snow desert, and there's the forest.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you might get clouds.
Yeah. Late night in the Kenner factory is like, we need to think of a new desert planet. Oh, forget it. It's Tatooine. Tatooine will do. Same one. It's big enough. They can just be round the corner. Round the corner from Ben's house.
They're all locals. They don't know each other. Good old friends of Ben. Ben Beefhead.
Friends of Ben. That's another series coming to Disney Plus.
So we've got Krazy Kloners. Friends of Ben. It sounds like a chat show.
Friends of Ben. It sounds like a secret cult.
Yeah.
We're with the Friends of Ben. Okay, right. So what are all these guys up to then?
Well,
you just mentioned
there's no plot beyond that. It's kind of like I think that was kind of like, because it's a toy line. It's like kids create their own storyline.
Okay, that's cool.
It's basically Luke and Han basically beating the shit out of an old man and a crazy guy with pins sticking out of his ears.
Crazy clone maker.
Yeah, crazy cloner.
As much as we're making fun of this, I think it's a really cool thing for a toy line to do. Try and
it's very ambitious, isn't it?
Create their own storyline with these characters. And
it's just like literally just a toy company creating the whole thing. It's like a very, very bold move.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
It's interesting to see kind of what Star Wars was before, kind of what Star Wars could have been before kind of we
definitely
came about.
Yeah.
Or before before it kicked off in 1991 with obviously the Empire.
Yeah.
Kind of kickstarting the whole series back to life.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth looking at the characters now.
Okay.
Because obviously for a toy line, you're going to want to have toys.
Yeah.
So
give me them toys, please. I want to see them. I've never seen these before.
You've seen Mongo Beefhead.
I've seen Mongo Beefhead, our favourite, but I haven't seen any other of the characters. This is the first time I've seen them. I think
the only ones that they actually had physical prototypes were the battle droids.
Okay.
Which were obviously made from droids.
Yeah. Just old stock they had left in
the
factory.
Cut the head off one robot, stick it on another, call it a day. That's it. It's a slim beef wambo.
Slim beef wambo. Michael Sack.
I forgot about that. So Michael Sack is like we thought what's the name that's like on the same tier as Mongo Beefhead?
Yeah.
And it was Michael Sack.
This was back at university when we first discovered. James showed me Mongo Beefhead, and we were. I think
we were at a pub drawing all these characters down on a napkin.
Yeah, we're at this pub trying to think of a new stupid Star Wars character, and we came up with Michael Sack.
It's like basically got a ball sack for a head.
Yeah. We'll stick up a picture if you're watching the video here.
I don't think I've lost the napkin that the original drawings were on. I'm so sorry.
You just have to imagine him then.
Basically, imagine a guy in robes with balls for a head and eyes.
That's just sort of quality stuff.
And you probably imagine something completely
accurate.
I was going to say better than what we drew.
That too, yeah.
So
let's see these characters then.
We'll stick up the concept art first. We've seen Atha Prime. We've got the concept art for Luke Skywalker here.
I like the look of him. He's got a pink lightsaber.
Yeah, he does have a pink lightsaber. I'm not sure if that was something that they were going to go with, or if it's just kind of like it's different enough that it's like it's very like neon. It could have just been like a.
They just lost
neon marker.
They'd lost the
green pen. Yeah.
They lost the green pen. Yeah.
So yeah, apparently this was based on fencing armor.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
There's like kind of like, and supposedly this is what like Jedi Knights. This is like what Jedi Knight training armor looked like.
Really? Okay. It looks a little bit like Dash Rendar's.
It does. It looks very kind of like 90s.
Yeah.
Expanded universe stuff, doesn't it? See, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I like that. I like his boots as well. They're like they made of solid gold.
To be fair, it looks like his chest armor is as well.
Yeah. He's got the money now from.
He would saving the bleak universe.
Yeah. He's got those.
He's going to have at least like 10 grand in his bank account.
Yeah.
If I had that, I'd spend it all on solid gold armor.
In his Space Barclays bank.
So the next one is Han Solo, who that looks very like medieval, doesn't it?
He does, yeah. He's got like a very.
He's got like a puffy shirt undershirt,
like the Seinfeld shirt.
Yeah,
and a vest.
And is it a vest or is it looks like kind of like a knight's breastplate?
Maybe
I think it is more of a vest. I think you are on the right track, but it does have that kind of like solid look to it, doesn't it? I think
he's got a cummerbund on as well.
He's got a cummerbund
to keep his opera tickets.
Yeah, it looks very royal, which I don't know. I don't know if that suits Han Solo.
Maybe
because I know like he's had that whole like character arc through like the original trilogy, but I still think he's kind of like too.
He's like a rough looking.
Yeah, he's too much of a rogue for kind of very posh looking things.
Maybe this was when he was really sort of spent a lot of time with Princess Leia, so she was sort of picking out his outfits for him.
Like a Ken doll.
Yeah, I think you'd look good in this. So he's like, oh, all right then, yeah, I'll stick on this fluffy shirt. He's got a medal on as well, has he? Is that his medal from the Battle of Yavin?
I don't know if that. I can't zoom in the picture. Brilliant.
We'll just have to guess. Okay, who have we got next then?
So this is a actual physical prototype of a all-terrain iron cannon, which basically, with a lot of these figures, they just, like we were saying, they cut up bits of other Kenner toys that they had and just stuck them together. So this was a Death Star cannon from the Death Star playset, I think, and they stuck it on the back of an AT-AT.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like it. It's kind of like that exposed back. It's kind of like a pickup truck, isn't it? Like a four-legged pickup truck.
Yeah, like the bit in Indiana Jones where one of the cars has like a machine gun in the back. It's like the Star Wars version of that.
They could do exactly that. Yeah, Han Solo and he's like jumping on the back of it.
Han Solo on a Tauntaun chasing down this AT-AT.
That'd be amazing. Why didn't this get made?
I know.
What film's based on this?
The more I see of this, the more I want to see it.
So
made into canon.
Is another one of the vehicles that we're gonna create. It's the capital ship of Atha Prime.
Okay.
Called the Annihilator. which I don't know what it looks like to you, but it looks like someone stuck the bottom of a Star Destroyer and stuck it to the top of another Star Destroyer.
Yeah. It looks like...
Which is exactly the idea behind it. It was just two Star Destroyers stuck together.
It looks like if you were to Google a picture of a Star Destroyer and push in your eyes so you'd see two of it, that's exactly what you'd be looking at.
I've already made that joke. I'm seeing double 4 Star Destroyers. And this was supposed to have a Atha Prime personal ship that fits on top of the top Star Destroyer, like a 3-layered spaceship, like a sandwich.
I like the look of this spaceship, but it needs more spaceship.
And I feel like if the toy line kept going on, there'd just be more space. They'd just find ways to fit more spaces on top of each other.
It's like a big totem pole.
Exactly. Another one which I think made it to actual another physical prototype was this thing called this freight load and external rover, which, from the looks of it, it actually made its way into the Disney canon as well.
Did it?
Which is it's like a small spaceship, like I guess a scout spaceship.
Yeah.
That fits in between like the mandibles of the Millennium Falcon.
Really? That's cool.
You can kind of like see it kind of like flares out near the end of the cockpit, which you can kind of see that fitting into
sort of like
mandibles. Very much like
the escape pod from Solo.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if like this is the thing that inspired the escape pod.
That's interesting. I like that. It looks like something from Star Trek as well. Like,
it does have a very Klingon
bird of prey.
Bird of prey, yeah. So this made its way into canon. Because it appeared in the Carillion owner's manual shop. It appeared in the YT-1300 Carillion Freighter owner's workshop manual, which is a bit of a mouthful. Let's let me have this. Which is obviously like a parody of the Haynes manuals. In fact, I think it's published by Haynes, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
They got one of like the Death Star and stuff like that.
In case you wanted to build one for yourself.
I can try. Need a lot of money, a lot of patience.
At least £3.
Took about 20 years to build the first one, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't remember, like in episode 3, they kind of like had the skeletons, and it was like only by Rogue One that they stuck the main laser in.
Slackers.
How they managed to get the second Death Star built in like a matter of like 2 years is beyond me, though.
Double shifts. Get a move on, lads.
Especially because it's like twice the size. Yeah. Working them down to the fucking bollocks.
Right, so have we got any other characters here to look at?
So we've got some of the prototype droids to look at as well, which so we've got the classics such as Imperial Attack Droid A, Imperial Attack Droid B, Imperial Attack Droid C,
Imperial Attack Droid D,
and Imperial Sentry Droid.
I'll try.
The words right in front of you. So let's have a look at these. These look a bit mad, to be fair.
Wow.
So what is this one? This is Imperial Attack Droid A, which
lots of arms.
Was the attack droids were canonised in the Battle of Cadinth, which was a short story that appeared in 1995. So these droids, as weird as they look, are or were canon, Legends canon.
So he's got 4 arms and a big gun for a head.
This one looks like it's got like the body and legs of IG-88.
Yeah.
But then they've just stuck like 3 guns on top of its head. It's got guns for a face.
More guns. What do kids want? More guns. When do we want them?
On their arms.
On my arms and my head.
Replace my eyeballs with guns.
I want to replace my whole body with guns.
It's got like its arms kind of like with palms upwards. It looks like it could lift something, probably more guns.
Yeah. These are my arms for more guns.
Or it can like push a trolley or something. Go to the gun shop, fill a trolley with guns.
It's a shopping droid. Everyone's
It doesn't
companion.
pay. It just shoots you in the face.
Fills the trolley and shoots the cashier and leaves.
With a full trolley. So the next one is Imperial Attack Droid B. Who would have thought? Which its canon name is AP-1C Attack Droid, and this is just a 4 LOM figure.
Yeah, it's a bit tamer than the last one.
So much.
It's just basically a droid with a bit of scaffolding on his head.
Exactly. It's got like its face is like, it looks quite insecty, but there's just like a microphone on its head, which it looks like it's from the 2-1B figure.
Yeah, probably is.
But yeah, it's got like a microphone for a face, and it's kind of like got arms coming out of its shoulders. So it's kind of like got really long arms, and at the end of these secondary arms, it's just holding a gun above its head. Like,
oh, is that a gun?
Yeah, they like the guns in really weird places, preferably above the eyeballs.
I when I first saw this one, I wasn't as keen on that, but now I know that that's a gun above its head. It's my favourite one so far.
Now to please you with Star Wars, then just stick a gun on its head.
More guns are better. Guns akimbo.
But yeah, I don't know how this is fired. Does it like move its bottom arms backwards so it like
it's
pulls
like
the top arms forward?
Like those things people who play harmonicas have. It moves over their head like a little...
Is that just like a space harmonica that it's holding? It's a musical droid.
Okay.
Attack Droid C.
Oh wow.
Which is canonised as AP3 Attack Droid, which it's just a astromech droid like an R2D2 one, but it's got like missile launchers coming like out just above its legs.
I withdraw my last statement, and this is now my favourite. R2D2 with rockets.
It's just like R2D2 if he's like goes berserk.
Yeah. I hope this might be the R2D2 we see in episode 9, along with C-3PO. They're on the edge. They've had enough.
They've had it. They've had 7 films to themselves.
Yeah, they're fully loaded now.
This is it. They know what they want.
Ready to blow up.
They're the real villains. They blew up the Death Star.
Is that a syringe on his head?
It looks like it.
I'd love to see how this one would walk.
It's just a medical droid.
Yeah.
If you don't comply, it'll shoot you with the missiles.
If it can't heal you, it blows you up.
So with this one, it looks like they've took the legs of a gonk droid the head of a medical droid.
Yeah.
You know, like the ones that's just like a pillar.
Yeah.
I don't know what they've done for the body, but it looks like it's got like a rocket strapped to its arse. So hopefully it can fly.
Yeah, I'd say it probably could.
Shitting missiles. The
last one.
It's an Imperial Sentry droid. It's just a black droid with like one of them R5 heads. It's nothing too special.
Not that exciting.
It looks nice, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's like, I do like the look of like the all black Imperial droids.
I do like them. Yeah, that is true.
Looks very like uniform.
Yeah.
This was probably like the least interesting of them. It's like we said, it's literally just a astromech droid with just painted black.
Yeah.
Don't even have any eyes. No guns. Fucking sucks.
0 out of 10. Needs more guns.
And obviously the classic Mongo Beefhead.
Yeah. You remember him well, folks. He's back again.
So this is the one we spend most time thinking about.
Yeah.
Most time thinking about anything about Star Wars, it's always Mongo Beefhead.
Yeah.
So we have no clue. Its eyes are so low down. Is that kind of like that bit where the neck, that line where you see the neck? Is that its mouth?
I don't know.
Does it have a mouth on the back of its head? What are them tentacles doing at the top? Are they horns?
And that circle above his eyes just looks like a place where they've moulded the model and haven't been bothered to like sand down the mould the leaks of the mould.
Imagine if it got made and it was just put into production exactly like that.
I hope it would have been.
So yeah, these are like natives to Tatooine. It's Zeta Magnus was known to sometimes eat Mungo Beefhead's meat.
Oh,
Steal it from his kitchen. Cheeky bastard.
someone's nicked me sausages.
So yeah, these were actually canonised in the Skywalker's short story.
Oh, were they?
That's what it says here. I've never noticed that until just now. These Mongo Beefhead, the sexiest character in all of Star Wars canon, is official. And
I think that's a good note to end this episode on.
I'm stoked. It's ended on a good note.
I've never been so excited and aroused at the same time from this beautiful Mongo.
I mean, from the top of his head, he looks pretty aroused as well.
Yeah.
I'd eat Mungo Beefhead's meat, if you get what I mean.
And on that note,
Let's
say goodbye.
Before we get too suggestive about Mongo Beefhead. And on a serious note, I think it is interesting to kind of have a look at kind of what that dark time was, you know, between like
the dark ages.
Before the dark times.
Yeah.
Between 1986 and 1991, where like Star Wars just wasn't in the public eye anymore.
Yeah.
And like it'd be interesting to see kind of what could have been. It's interesting to see that. I think
it's definitely been very interesting to see what was going on in that period of Star Wars' history when there wasn't really any films or anything going on.
What could have been? This could have like really kicked off, and it could have been something completely. Yeah, it's just like it could have been something completely different to what we know today.
Yeah, it could have influenced the prequel films, but it didn't because it sucked. No, it was good.
We need more Mongo spin-offs.
We do, yeah.
I mean, it's nice to see that they got canonised.
Yeah, that is. I didn't know that. That was cool to see. At first, we learned that here on the podcast.
So this concludes the third episode.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Hopefully this segment is something that we can keep doing. Let us know what you think, if this is something we should keep doing. Yeah. If it interests you, if it bores the shit out of you.
Yeah. Or if there's anything you find interesting and you want to send to us.
Yeah, or if there's any segments you think we should add to this.
Yeah.
We're more than happy to for suggestions, questions, anything.
Suggestions, questions.
If you want to contact us, we're Sacred Jedi, both on Instagram and Twitter.
Yep.
So send all your crap there.
Yeah. Send all your spam to us. We don't mind.
All your Viagra emails.
Yes, anything.
Please. All your fake model Instagram accounts.
We'll see you next time.
And that concludes it. Yeah, we'll see you next time
on the Sacred Jedi podcast.
Episode 4.
Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.